Mouths dry, bellies empty. They stumble across honeycombs glistening in the roadside shrubs. Sweet salvation, a gift from the gods. They gorge themselves with sticky handfuls, laughing at their good fortune. Within hours they are vomiting into their shields, staggering about like drunks, collapsing in the dirt. Not cut down by sword or spear, but by nectar. This is the true story of how honey poisoned an army and changed the course of history. Welcome to Pete's world of poisonous plants, where the past drips with venom, and even the sweetest things can kill you. The bees of the Black Sea region are not like ours. They feed on the blooms of rhododendron and azalea. Pretty flowers, yes, but laced with a sinister chemical called grayanotoxin. It doesn't harm the bees, but for humans it's a cruel trick of nature. This toxin locks open the sodium channels in your nerves, causing a storm of electrical chaos through your body. The result? Your vision blurs, your heart slows to a dangerous crawl, your stomach tries to escape through your mouth, and your mind tumbles into feverish hallucination. 1 spoonful makes you sweat, 2 makes you stumble, 3 may stop your heart. This honey has been known for centuries as mad honey, and the locals knew exactly what it could do. The story we remember took place in 67 years before Christ, but the Romans weren't the first victims. 4 centuries earlier, the Greek general Xenophon described the same thing during his famous retreat with 10,000 men. His soldiers found honeycombs near the Black Sea, ate greedily, and soon collapsed in convulsions, retching and stumbling, lying helpless for hours until the poison wore off. Xenophon noted that they all survived, but it left him with a grim warning. In this land, even honey could kill you. By the time the Romans marched into the same region, the locals remembered, and they decided to turn it into a weapon. Rome's enemy was King Mithridates VI of Pontus, a man so obsessed with poison he became known as the Poison King. His father had been assassinated. His own life was in danger from rivals and family alike. From his youth, he trained himself in toxicology, swallowing small doses of poisons every day, until his body was said to be immune. He studied venoms, herbs, roots, and minerals with the obsession of a man who trusted no one. If ever there was a king who could fight Rome with honey, it was him. Pompey the Great, one of Rome's most brilliant generals, marched east to finish Mithridates once and for all. But in the forests and mountains of Pontus, discipline and steel were not enough. The locals placed honeycombs by the roadside, left them glistening like golden treasure. The Romans, weary from long marches, could not resist. They fell upon the combs like starving men, stuffing their mouths, laughing at their good fortune. And then the poison hit. Imagine the scene. Hardened soldiers doubled over, vomiting uncontrollably. Shields rang not with the clash of battle but with the sound of retching. Others staggered as though drunk, eyes wild, waving their swords at invisible enemies. Some fell into hallucinations, muttering nonsense, unable to tell friend from foe. Many collapsed entirely, paralyzed, their hearts fluttering like dying birds. The road became a charnel house without a single blade raised against them. And that was the moment Mithridates' men struck. With the Romans rolling on the ground, helpless and sick, the ambush began. Spears, arrows, and blades cut down men who could barely crawl. An entire detachment of Roman soldiers, perhaps 1,000, wiped out not by battle but by poisoned honey. For the Romans it was humiliation. They prided themselves on discipline, on strength, on order. Yet here was proof that nature itself could topple them. Honey, that symbol of purity, sweetness, and the favor of the gods, had undone Rome's finest. Mithridates' reputation as the master of poison was sealed. The story spread like wildfire. Rome feared him not just as a king but as a sorcerer of death, a man who commanded venom itself. And the honey did not disappear with Mithridates. In Turkey, it is still made today. Locals call it delibal, literally mad honey. In Nepal, hunters climb sheer cliffs to gather crimson honeycombs from giant beehives, risking their lives for a substance believed to heal, to excite, or to arouse. Tiny amounts are used in folk medicine, but the line between dose and death is paper-thin. Modern hospitals still see cases every year. In 2010, more than 20 men in Turkey were admitted after eating mad honey as a so-called natural Viagra. Instead of passion, they found themselves pale, sweating, with dangerously low blood pressure hooked up to intravenous drips. Some had hallucinations so vivid they thought demons were chasing them. The Romans would have recognized every symptom. Scientists today know exactly what happened to those men and to the Roman soldiers 2,000 years earlier. Grayanotoxin binds to the sodium channels of your nerves, forcing them to stay open, firing endlessly. It's like taking the electrics of your body and leaving them permanently switched on. Muscles twitch, the heart falters, the brain misfires. It doesn't take much to push the body into total collapse. And yet, despite all this, people still seek it out. For medicine, for ritual, for thrill. Some say it sharpens the senses, others swear it brings visions. But history shows us what happens when curiosity turns to greed. So next time you dip a spoon into honey, remember this. Not all sweetness is safe. Once it brought down an army. Once it rewrote history. For the Romans, death came not with the clash of steel, but with a mouthful of nectar. Even the gods, it seems, enjoy a cruel joke.